all for having me. It's a great honor. I was very honored when Tom asked me after the 50th commemoration of the Martin Luther King and the March on Washington if I would be the keynote speaker. And to know that this is the address on peace and it's International Day of Peace is such an honor. Tomorrow will be my birthday, so I feel like this is a gift from heaven. Thank you. To be able to speak to you all about something that is very close to my heart, which is love and peace. It is what I have, what I've lived for, what's all culminated in my life now with LuvEnlightens. Essentially, I do believe that we are all children of God, and as children of God, peace is our birthright. As God is the Prince of Peace, we are peace, and that is inherently who we are and what we are. Unfortunately, we have had a separation. When we had a separation from heaven to earth, we also had a separation in terms of our own personal identity. And with this personal identity, we have to come back to the truth of who we are. That's what we are all searching for, is to come back to the place of the knowledge that we are all children of God and how to live in a peaceable way. Once we are aware of that, then it's about being able to learn and maintain it. Just as our bodies have a biological, physiological response of homeostasis to come back to wellness, peace is our spiritual homeostasis. And that is what we come back to. As many of us are searching for joy or to be happy and to maintain happiness and to beat anxiety and depression, what we're really looking for is to maintain this balance of peace within our lives.
Yes.
We have to know that it is within us. We do know that it is within us, and we're searching to be able to get back to that type of balance and to know that we have it. As I was contemplating on what to speak about this evening and looking at the world news and what's been going on, and I'm very touched and affected by much of everything that's going on in Syria with the Trayvon Martin case. I'm glad that Food Not Bombs is going to be raising funds for the Trayvon Martin Foundation. And very much so. And I'm very thankful for our veterans and those who have fought the wars for us and for our freedom. They're wars that we do not choose, but they are wars that we actually have to continually to contend with and deal with. I shared with someone last weekend that I would be speaking here, and it was a gentleman, and he told me that out of the 3,000 years of civilization, the world has only experienced 300 days of peace.
Wow.
This is from word of mouth. He said he got this statistic from the United Nations somewhere. Wasn't able to verify, but just the thought alone had me thinking, what is it that propels us to constant warfare? And it's a bit uncomfortable for me to talk about this, but I am, because I want us to consider the warfare that is within us. I want us to really consider the warfare that we have struggled with within America. And people all around the world are doing something that is specific. And what I have specific that I think is related to us, and also being here in the Coachella Valley, which I understand means in the palm of God's hands, is that we are in a safe place, and we are in a safe place to go forward and to do this. One thing that's very important for us to know about our physiological beings is that we are spiritual beings. When we're talking about, the decisions that we make, our decisions that we make are mostly based, 50% or more are based off emotions. But a lot of our emotions are also genealogically in our cellular structure that come from our parents and from generations past and from what they've experienced, and it gets passed down from generation to generation. So whether we're aware of it or not, we have at least 3 generations in our bloodline, 5 actually, that compel us to make certain decisions. And that's what we're looking at. I'm going to take us through a special kind of ceremony for us to bless and cleanse our past as well as going forward. The 3 generations past, 3 generations forward, plus the generation that we are at now is 7 generations, which 7 is the number of completion. Okay? So we can complete some things. There are some things that start, this country was founded in dysfunction and disorder and chaos. And it is that type of chaos that we really need to bring resolution to. I feel as though many people are struggling with, within the times that we are in now, with not wanting to be put back into slavery's time or to have that put upon them of whatever race they are, mainly white, non-blacks, and black people, African Americans, do not want to be considered black, which is just a color, not a nationality, not an origin, not human. Okay? So there is a part that needs that cleansing. And being here, for those of you who were in Palm Springs and we saw the fires that went on in Idlewild, how many of you were here? Okay, most of the room. Then you saw that for about 7 days, we had hellacious fires that were burning out of control. These fires came a few days after, 3 days actually, after the Zimmerman verdict. I consider it not a coincidence. I really don't. I think it happened because there needed to be a certain cleansing in the earth. And with part of that cleansing of fire that went on the earth, there was also the rains. And it was an odd and peculiar time to see the fires going on and it raining ashes. But then there was the rains from heaven, from the clouds that was renewing. So there were dead things raining down, and there was freshness raining down. And just like there's a parable in the Bible that talks about the wheats and tares. And the wheats, that there was a seed, that the harvest moon, we just had it. So this is a great time to talk about seeding and what we seed in our lives, and what we also, the principle of reaping and sowing, the seeding. So there's one who went out and sowed a good seed, and the good seed was wheat. Wheat is something that brings good fruit. We can eat, it's good vegetation. In the night, that same night, an enemy went out and sowed tares. Tares resemble very much like wheat. However, it is the most destructive of the weeds. And there's a very serious and strenuous process to actually weed out the weed and the tares. In the Bible, it talks about how the wheat and so what they decided to do was not to try to pluck out the tares from the wheat, but they decided to let the wheat and the tares to come up together. And then at a certain time, to take the tares and separate them and burn them off. So essentially, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have us, this is a great space for us to do. We're going to get around in a circle. I'm going to put the candle in the middle. And I know we've all come here with our own thoughts and intentions about peace. And we had a chance to go around to each one and ask about that. And I learned some wonderful things from each of you. But I think it is very important we have the opportunity tonight to utilize the collective conscious. It was Margaret Mead who said that never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the thing that only ever has. And I want us to really consider that, because there's a great number of people, about 70%, who are inactive. We live in the free state, free nation. And what causes us to not use our voice or to be as active is because we're constantly conforming. We're constantly conforming and wanting to be like someone else and not wanting to stand out. Not only that, there has been a lot of fear that has been provoked in us. But I am very glad to have lived my life the way I have, and to have met so many wonderful people, and to know that I am accepted for who I am, and to shed the ideals that of being born African American, or that I know that I'm not inferior. And I'm glad that other people around me know that I'm awesome. And I am. You are too. Thank you. So, but we do have to come to that point within us, wherever we are, to be able to overcome the things that we think that make us less than, and to know that we are great. And greatness is within us, and it is our purpose and our ability to, as we walk the earth, we will have adversity, but we have the abilities within us to overcome adversities. And when we actually pair ourselves together, when we agree, we actually have greater strength and we are greater in numbers. And that's how things become multiplied. That is how the goodness becomes multiplied. If we want it multiplied, then we have to be active and use our voice and use our talents, get involved in the political system on every level. Even if the system is broke, we have to keep working it until it repairs.
Yes.
It's not going to repair unless we are going to be actively involved. And that takes a lot of knitting together. That takes a lot of getting over apathetic ideals and governments that are abusive and have been abusive to power. Now consider the small minority, the small group of unthoughtful people who are committed to their cause and who are causing warfare, who want us to continue to increase bombs, to increase nuclear weaponry, to increase guns, to increase our prison system. These are the things, there's just a few people, but we are greater in strength and numbers, and we're here, and we have to, this is a great time today, and for the rest of the days, to make a commitment to utilize our lives for what we believe is just and right, despite whatever else is out there. I hope and pray that you guys will all have the courage to do so, and that you would take this opportunity now with me. Is that okay with you, Tom, if we go through this exercise?
Go ahead.
Awesome. It may take us about 10 minutes, but I think it'll be revolutionary. Okay? So when we're going to just come around and get in a circle and bond together and have your intention in mind. I'm going to lower the lights.